Okay, I'm just going to go so we are respectful of everybody's time. Welcome. I love Zoom meetings because we can see all your faces. Jill and Caitlin, we want to see your face. So change how we can see you. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys had a chance to listen to Ray's training. If you don't already follow Ray, he has a free podcast, and it's new almost every single day, and it's worth your time. So I highly recommend listening to Ray as much as you possibly can. If nothing else, his excitement is infectious and contagious. Okay, so before I say what I want to say, Carissa was going to say a couple minutes about posting on your personal timeline, not even in relation to Norwex. So Carissa, you're unmuted, so you can go.
Yes. So Kelly and I talked briefly about this week, and something that I work to do on my personal page is to make sure, because I have a lot of customers, hostesses, hopefully potential customers on my page. So I try to I'm pretty intentional with how I post on social media. So I try to be really engaging, posting things about, of course, cute kid pictures, fun, interesting things I find that are actually fun and interesting. Good, cute little like memes and GIFs and all those kind of things on my page. And I stay away from political things. I stay away from really polarizing topics. And I do this for some personal convictions, but also for my business, because a lot of my business is done on Facebook. And I like to, I don't want to turn somebody off of me as a person, and then Norwex in turn, because they associate me with Norwex. And so that might be an extreme position for some of you, but I find that not only does then when I post something about Norwex, I have an audience, because my posts are getting, we have to pay attention to algorithms and all the things. So
Right.
if you aren't posting very often, your posts aren't going to be seen by people unless they have specifically chosen you to show up in the top of their newsfeed. And that would be probably your closest friends, family, who already know about Norwex and already know what you're selling. So just some things to think about, trying to stay engaging and stay interesting, not just Norwex related, but kind of well-rounded. So that's my thoughts.
Thanks, Carissa. Yes, so Carissa brings up an incredibly important point, and Ray talks about this very, very often, and that's providing value. So if you are already intentional about posting just normal life, most of the time, like most of your posts, probably 8 to 9 out of 10 posts that you post should be about your normal life. Then, like Carissa said, you're going to have an audience, so people are going to pay attention when you do have those business type posts. And then if your business type posts are actually building the curiosity instead of repelling, you're going to have that captive audience. So I'm going to plug this book. This is a new book from Ray and Jessica Higdon. It's called Freakishly Effective Social Media for Network Marketers. It's a very easy read. Those of you who are interested, I'm going to take a group of you and actually do a little book study on this. It's just everything that we've been talking about right in print form. It's really good. But he talks in here, I'm going to just kind of read it. He says, before you post on social media, and this is whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or whatever else you're using, you should be thinking the following. And now this is because you are trying to build a business. If you were just you and you weren't trying to build a business, this wouldn't necessarily apply. But he says, and what I'm about to post, is it going to make people feel like they know me? Is it going to increase the likelihood that they will like me? And will it increase their level of trust with me? So the posts that you post, we want people to feel like they know you, they like you, and they trust you. And so just like Carissa was saying about avoiding controversial topics, I mean, really, those types of posts don't help anybody anyway. But in the book, Ray even talks about, like, he's like, I like to have a beer. My wife likes to have a glass of wine, but I'm even careful about posting pictures of myself with a beer or a glass of wine, because that might repel somebody that has an issue with that. So even thinking bigger, you know, like how you're putting yourself on social media, because you're doing a business, it's going to start affecting it in ways that you don't necessarily even think about right now. And then, okay, hold on. I want to make sure I say this right. Okay. So that's your personal timeline. And so then back to his video when he was talking about and this is what I have done in the past, and I know you've done it too. When you throw something out there like, hey, you can join Norwex for free this month or half price this month, what we are hoping as the consultant happens is that somebody's scrolling through their page and like, oh, wow, I'm looking for this amazing opportunity and it just fell in my lap. When in reality, that never happens. Really, ever. Very few people scrolling through their feed are thinking, I wish a Norwex consultant would just fall in my lap. And oh, look, there's one. That doesn't happen. So when you're posting, it's the two things that you need to think about are, what is the benefit of the product, service, or opportunity that you're offering? If you want to show the mop, what is the benefit to the other person? Because the second thing is, everybody scrolls through social media with a selfish eye. They're sitting there thinking, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? What's in it for me? And then with your post being interesting or cute or clever, that's what holds their attention, because people, I mean, if you saw my browser right now, I have 22 tabs open. So people statistically are doing at least 10 other things when they're scrolling through Facebook. So you've got to grab their attention and show them the benefit of what you're doing. Why do they care? Why are they here? What's in it for them? One other thing I want to say, and we've talked about this before, but so help me, if I see any of you from this moment on ever post a chain where it's like, I love small businesses, post your business in the comments and we can all shop from each other, throat punch. Seriously, those don't work. They're spammy, they're repulsive, and they're gross, and they don't work. So no chain posts anymore. And then, okay, so then the other thing that actually does boost visibility of your posts, when you post something, if it doesn't, if you don't get any reaction to a post within the first 5 minutes on Facebook, the way the algorithms work, it gets dropped down to the bottom of the queue and it doesn't get seen. So if you see a Norwex friend post something Norwexy, go over and like it. And instead of a thumbs up, try to give it a heart or a wow, because those reactions mean more. The thumbs up typically is viewed as like a troll type of person. And then if you leave a comment on another, so if I was going to comment on Amanda's post, don't sound like another Norwex consultant and don't sound spammy. Like, so if Amanda posts like her cute picture about her little boy mopping, and I go on there thinking I'm helping and saying, oh my gosh, the Norwex mop is so amazing. It just soaks up everything and it's no chemicals, like that will hurt her more than help. You want to be authentic and say something like, he's so cute, I wish my kids helped. You know what I'm saying? Like what a friend would actually post, not a Norwex consultant. So I hope that makes sense. I'm just checking my notes here. Okay, and the other thing that we're trying, so the goal of your post, so what we're doing, so when you're posting these posts, it is called your marketing, and you're just hoping that somebody's paying attention and will reach out to you eventually. And some people will watch you for a very, very long time, 6 months, a year, longer, maybe before they're ready for your product or opportunity. When it turns into a sale or a booking or a recruit is when you start to reach out to the people that react to your post, because the goal is always to turn the post into a conversation. All we're trying to do is move to a conversation. Now, having the conversation is a totally separate training, lots of verbiage. That's why you have to follow Ray, because he's the guru of verbiage. But this training is to teach you how to do the posts, and then we learn like how to talk to people once we've piqued their interest. So before we do our work, Sarah is going to sum up any things that I have missed or anything extra, and then we will we're going to do some work. Okay, Sarah, can you unmute yourself, or do I need to do it? You're unmuted. Look at Sarah's beautiful office wall, by the way.
I think you pretty much covered it all. Yeah, I didn't really have anything extra. You just wanted me to make sure that you didn't miss anything, but you pretty much did it all.
Okay.
Look through everything.
Okay, well, if you think of anything, you just unmute yourself again. Okay, and really this book has so many nuggets. Like I could just go on and on and on, but I really don't want to overwhelm you. So get this book. It's like $10 or $12 on Amazon. You can invest $10 or $12 in yourself and your business to do it right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If you printed out, you get bonus points, the Team Summit Facebook Live format, and raise your hand, like physically raise your hand so I can see it. If you looked at that today, if you have that in front of you, yay, Jess, Carissa, Sarah, Amanda, good job, some of you, Angie, good job. Okay, if you don't, it's over in the Team Summit Peeps page. You can even just click on it and look at it on your screen. So if you look at the example, there's 2 sections to the document. And the first section, I really want you going through this exercise, even if you just did it once or twice, because I think it's going to help you have a direction for your posts, to really set a goal for your posting. And then the goal is to be intentional. And this is something I'm working on too, because I tend to be willy-nilly. And I need to post with intentionality because I do have a business I want to grow the right way. So the topic, so for prosperity, we're looking at this example, the topic is cleaning wipes. And then if I look at the goals, the business goal is when I post this post, what do I hope happens to my business? And so for this post, I'm hoping to expand my customer base. I want to provide some education, but I really want to develop a sense of need in my audience, because I want to start creating a need that they see that I can fill. And then my audience, I want them to view me as an expert, and I want them to develop that sense of knowing me, liking me, and trusting me. And then the categories of people that, so this is really key. And Ray talks about this in his book. I think it's on page 25. Who is your audience? And the more narrow you can make it, the better. So the more narrow that you can get that niche, are you looking at moms? And moms is kind of broad, young moms in their 20s, moms in their 30s. Are you wanting stay-at-home moms? Are you wanting work moms? Like, how focused can you make this? I'm also hoping to hit people who are looking for natural ways to clean and people who are looking to eliminate chemicals. So when you write your post, and we're going to do this, that's how focused I want you to be. And then this particular post is for a Facebook Live. So I'm going to challenge all of you this week before Friday to go live on your timeline. Some of you do it a lot, and I know some of you have never done it. But Facebook Live is the most effective kind of post you can do on Facebook right now. Anything from within Facebook gets higher visibility, and video gets the highest. So if you can go live on Facebook, it's going to get the biggest visibility. And if you are brave enough to make it public and think of like 1 or 2 hashtags to go with it, it's going to be seen even more. And then people can share it too. So there's 4 parts that Ray teaches to a Facebook Live: introduction, question, content, call to action. So my Facebook Live would sound like this. Hi, my name is Kelly J. And do you ever wonder what in the world is in these cleaning wipes? And are they actually working? Today I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 worst ingredients in your cleaning wipes and what some safer alternatives are. And so then I would talk about the training that I just said. And then when I'm done, I would say, if you love this information, feel free to reach out to me. You can message me directly via Facebook Messenger. I check each and every message personally. And then that's it. So do you have any questions about that before I move on? Type them. Okay, I'm going to take your silence as to me.
I would like, this is Angie.
Okay.
Do you want it to go in the group as well? Because we have a Facebook group, and then I have my timeline as well. So do you want it in both places?
Timeline.
Timeline.
Yes.
Okay.
Personal timeline. And there, I mean, yes, you're going to be going live in your VIP groups, but this is for your personal timeline, so you can build an audience. Yes, good question.
And do you know the maximum number of minutes before somebody scrolls back?
I don't think there's a magic number for minutes. I try to keep mine short, like under 5, but I've talked to some experts in social media, and they're like, honestly, some people at like 10, 11, 12 minutes feel like that's good for them. And Carissa has a girl that goes live for like 4 hours, right, Carissa? Right? So I think you just have to find the magic number for your niche. Now, Carissa's girl is a makeup girl. I don't know. They can go live forever. I personally, I tune out. If it's longer than 2 minutes, I'm not going to watch it, but that's just me. But there are people out there that watch and replay, and I don't know. So what I was going to maybe do this as a group, but I really want you to spend a few minutes kind of just working independently and then popping in your questions, and anyone can answer. But I want you to think of a topic for this week that you feel comfortable that you could go live about. I was thinking that you could potentially go live about the mop, because it's mop month, and that could generate some interest for a party. You will have to think, how can I highlight the mop? And of course, it's the Norwex mop, but in a curious, fun, non-spammy, interesting, highlighting the benefits kind of way. So I don't want to watch you clean for 4 hours. Somebody might though, who knows? So go ahead and work for a couple minutes. I'm going to just be here. Carissa, Sarah, we've got good leaders in here. If you feel like you need some guidance, I want you leaving with an actual post that you're ready to post. Hey, Andy, did you see your suit?
Does anybody have ideas about what they're going to talk about? That would be really cool, Raylene. the car idea. I think that would generate a lot of curiosity if you don't mention Norwex and just do the one bucket method with no soap.
And I would love for somebody to share when you feel like you've even just gotten the introduction part down. And when we're writing this, it's not a script that you're necessarily going to read verbatim, but it gives you a direction. And I know you've seen me go live long enough that I can get rambly on a tangent pretty easily. And it can feel nervous to go live. So this gives you, you're in, you're out. It has those 4 points, and it keeps you on target. And so then as you're writing your posts to go live, your audience starts to learn kind of what to expect from you too.
So I'll share. I think I'll do the body cloth, but that's because, well, Krista knows I had a major allergy on my face, and so I've got some pictures beforehand, and then 2 weeks of using the body cloth, and now I have no allergy, no nothing. Dermatologist can explain it, but I think I could go live and take that all off, and then say, no chemicals, just water in the cloth, and I think I don't know. I might change my mind between now and the end of the week, but
that's great. And people love to see that live kind of before and after. Like anytime you can do a live before and after, people love that, and they will come back and watch it again and again. Amanda, what are you going to go live about? Hold on. I'm going to unmute yourself. I can't hear you. Okay, you're unmuted.
Okay. I like the car washing. I might do that because I just bought that car wash mitt. So if it's beautiful out, I'll probably have the kids do it.
Yes.
People like seeing my kids more than me, I think.
Yes.
I don't know.
And I was watching, I was reading a post about social media posts, specific types of posts. And they said anytime you can have something cute in there too, like that boosts people's reaction to it. So like a cute pet, a cute kid. Yes. If you've got children, like totally exploit them for your business.
So I might hold a little rabbit. They like my cute little bunnies. That always gets people to watch.
Right. That's true.
I could do the pet mitt on the rabbit. I don't know. They get dirty.
Okay, Sarah, let's talk about that. Sarah, yes. Okay, so will you talk about that, Sarah? I'm just gonna let you talk about it.
I told Kelly, I said, looking on her document, I said that Ray recently said, you don't want to appear as the expert. Is that what you have? Be seen as an expert. And so Ray says that that's not relatable. If you look like you have it all together, if you know everything, then someone's going to be like, oh, I can't do that. But if you, like taking the car wash example, and you're not explaining the microfiber or anything in it, but you're like, I got this cool thing, and then look, it's so easy. My kids can do it. I can do it while I'm holding the bunny. I don't know how it really works, but wow, look at how clean my car is. I feel good that my car is this clean after all the crappy Nebraska winter. People eat that up. They don't eat up, well, I know that there's, 14,000 miles of microfiber in this car wash mitt. I have no idea in the car wash mitt, but they don't eat that up as much. But if you can just if you look relatable, if you look personable, they eat it up like crazy, you know. So I don't know. He just recently said that too. I want to say this weekend, just
You're
because
right. Yes.
he wanted a lot of people. Also, if you're struggling on video, if you speaking of the makeup people, sometimes, you know, people want to look perfect. They think they have to look like a supermodel to sell makeup or this or that, or you have to be perfect. And he said, you know what? Perfect doesn't sell. You'll sell some, but more people can relate to an average person than a perfect person. And I remember a few months ago in Rainmaker, somebody had asked some question about, you know, I'm this, I'm that, like all these, what they claimed was lower qualities about a person. And, you know, no one's going to watch me. They're going to watch this perfectly polished person. And all Ray responded to their post, he said, you know, have you ever watched anyone that's not perfect looking? And they're like, well, yeah. And they said, then people are going to watch you. So I don't know, but yeah, I really do. I don't know. I try not to be the expert. Like I really was reflecting on my parties last couple months.
Yes.
Like, you know, when I was doing them more before taking a break, and I just really didn't try to act like I knew everything. I didn't tell them all the facts and science and everything. People ate it up. I mean, they like, okay, let's just get to the good stuff. How can you solve my problems? What's the benefit? You know, kind of a thing. So, and you know what? And sometimes I told them, oh, let me go look at, I had like the product info sheets. I had them in a binder in my bag. And I said, oh, let me go look that up. Or I went on my phone and looked up something online, and they liked seeing me look something up because like, oh, well, she doesn't know everything, and that's okay. You know, they didn't think less of me for it. It's just more relatable, and, you know, the golden word, duplicable. I can't say it.
Duplicatable, right. I know. And
some people say it funny too. Duplicable, I can't even say it how. Sonia Eccles says it differently.
She's allowed. Well, and that's a really good point because as a former educator, I feel passionate about education, and like Karen and I had to talk about not everyone needs a PhD in Norwex. I feel like people have to understand how it works for them to believe and use it, and that isn't true. So yes, and not looking like the expert is duplicatable, because I've had people say to me, well, I could never do a party like you because you know everything. And I tell them like, oh my gosh, you should have seen me 3 years ago. I know everything because I've been doing this for so long. I didn't know everything when I first started, and I used to just push play on my computer when I went to a party. So yeah, that's a good point. I should go back to doing that.
Yeah, that came out of one of my experienced Norwexes, the PhD phrase.
Oh, yeah,
the lady said, yeah. But yeah, people don't want to know everything. They just want to know how you're going to solve their problems.
That's good. And speaking of solving problems, I just saw a stat from the Leader Summit that just happened that I didn't get to go to yet. That the people who have been using those solutions cards at their parties and in their business have a 38% higher sales, booking, recruiting rate than those who don't. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so has anybody been working with anybody else? Thank you, Angie, for sharing your face idea. Does anybody else want to share a potential post? I see Leah's going to do the mop. Who else? And then I'm going to end this here soon. Anybody else have a post that they are going to work on this week? Here's the thing. If you go live, will you please tag me by Friday? And I think I'm going to have to do a drawing for somebody. I don't know, maybe a $50 shopping spree, because this is a big step. I want to see you go live. I want to watch the live, and I want to support you. So when you go live, tag me in the comments. Joy Fu, who's that? Okay, I see. Yeah, tag me in it. Tag me in the comments. I want to see it. And then I might just do a random drawing. All right, so I'm going to end our meeting, and I want you guys to go back to the Facebook event. There is a Bob Heilig webinar. I think it's tomorrow, but if you sign up for it, there will be a replay. And he's actually talking in this free webinar about how to increase the engagement and post in your VIP group specifically. So the posting in the group and the personal wall, I mean, the concepts are the same, but it's just another piece to the training that I think is good for everybody. So go back and get signed up tonight, and then order this now. Go order it. Bye.